everyday superpower where we talk body language, relationships, game, everything in between. Okay. Let me sort the tingling out. I think my laptop's overheating a little bit. What lagging that's going on. Today I'm going to talk to you about value, perceived value. We've heard it quite a bit when it comes to pickup artistry in particular, or not even that, but like the whole red pill space has an obsession about being a high value man, alright? And truth be told, I've got a few different opinions on what a high value man is. I think everything is subjective, and it just, to have more is better than to have less, generally speaking, to have an abundance as opposed to have scarcity of positive traits. But I think it's each to their own, and it's all situational and context and the congruence, and there's so much more involved than just quite strictly being a high value man. So, with that being said, a woman and her attraction to you, or how she submits to you, how she pedestalizes you, there is going to be a correlation between that and the value she perceives you as, how valuable she perceives you as, through whichever means, okay? And that's why there is this conflict in our sexual dynamic. It should be a lot easier and a lot more straightforward than it is, but it's so backwards and contrary to what the reality of it should be that it does get quite confusing, and it's completely understood. So the moment you give that woman attention and pursue that woman, by default you are allowing her to be seen as more valuable as you, which is so backwards, right? But it really is the case. Purely as you pedestalize that woman. So if you look at, there's only two parties involved, right? So we're not gonna, we can reference a couple extra people involved if it comes to it, but quite simply, we've got two people. Let's call it a bar chart, a bar graph or whatever. One person is going to be on one level, and one person is next to it. It's going to be on that level. And the higher the person's bar is the higher their value. And preferably, you want the woman to be on a lower, whereas you're on a higher. And the problems that this arises is that men, if you're absolutely in adoration of beautiful looking women and you just want to be with the most beautiful woman and so forth, unfortunately the women you're going to be attracting are those whom you don't see as beautiful, who you don't see as attractive, or they will bring problems into your life that definitely contrast with the good stuff. And that's purely because, well, if you were to get in a relationship with them, if you were to attract them, and that's purely because you actually finding these women beautiful and attractive, indirectly you place yourself on a pedestal below them if you were to act normally around them. So you have to sort of manufacture this disdain towards them. You have to manufacture this lack of care towards them. This is game. This is quite literally game, and it's horrible. I do these videos on this channel because I know the ins and outs of this, and I experience this, and each and every day is a learning curve for me, and I continue to absorb the information around me and put this into effect, and to not only internalize the information but to externalize it by speaking to you really helps emphasize that. So I would put you on that as well. If you do learn things, speak to someone about it who genuinely cares, and you will only reinforce or raise question of what you had once uncovered. And that's a great way to progress within this field of understanding. But I find it incredibly uncomfortable, and although you understand it, the understanding brings a conflicting opinion towards it. Purely as it's so horrible that to attract you need to push away. There's this fine balance, and you have to walk the tightrope, because if you push them away too far, they won't pursue. Whereas if you bring them in and you pursue them too much, they're going to run away. So there's this constant tightrope one needs to walk on. But the good thing is, once she starts to pursue you, once you work a dynamic out as to where she pursues you, then essentially by her getting you, or you engaging in a sexual act with her, if that was your end resolution, if that's where you want to take it, then she thinks she wins. Whereas, don't get me wrong, you both win, but that being the resolution is going to be like, that's what she wanted anyway. She showed you that by pursuing you. But then you have to work out, wait a minute, how long do I have to hold off, sort of letting her get what she wants? Because sometimes a woman will just pursue you momentarily to see if she is of a standard to attract a man like you. And that's where we're talking about this demonstration of value. She's working out where she stands in the pecking order by seeing if she can garner your attention and time. And the moment you give her that attention and time, then she sees you as less as to what she initially saw you as. How weird is that? So you kind of devalue yourself by reacting, but given that she perceives you in such a high standard from the get-go, right, you might devalue yourself still to a position that is above where she places herself, rendering her still in the submissive position, pedestalizing you, the man, the masculine, the king of the kingdom, the leader, because that's a masculine principle, right, to be a leader and to show leadership. The woman shouldn't be leading you through many different ways, to be honest. It should be you who dictates and directs the flow of conversation, of location, of, all of the good stuff, really. So you're walking down the street, and you're looking good, you're feeling yourself. When you don't make eye contact or pay attention to the people around you because you're in your own world, you will garner more attention from women as you would do if you're looking on to see who's giving you attention. So we've spoken on the peripheral view of the woman. The woman can see way more than you can, just on a peripheral basis. She'll be looking at you and you won't even be aware of it. So when she showcases that she's looking at you, that means that she is showing you that she's attracted to you, right? So that's some good game. Now, you're more likely to catch eyes with people when you're in your own world and doing your own thing, and you're walking with a stride in your step, and you're just going from A to B. All right, people will think, who is this man? What's his purpose? And how is he not acting like the other men who are just like glancing and gazing and paying attention to the beautiful women in their environment? So by default, you place yourself above and beyond by paradoxically pushing it all away. It's fascinating and it's incredibly uncomfortable. I wish it wasn't this way, but it unfortunately is. So yeah, really, a woman is going to be attracted to you based on her perception of your value, and that value is more so down to how you communicate and correlate, and the reputation and mystique you've established about you, whether that be within 10 seconds, whether that be in an hour, a week, a month, a year. There's so many different time frames this can be established over. It isn't necessarily purely based down to your income. It's not purely based down to how good looking you are. It's not based down to one thing or the other. It all comes into one particular bubbling, boiling pot. But the way you communicate with her and the way she communicates with you in return really is the be all and end all. Because if you're giving her all this attention and indirectly showcasing that you're of lesser value than her, she's not going to want you, because she does not want a man who is lesser than her. She wants a man who is more than her. Yeah? Could talk about powerful women and so on and so forth, but behind every powerful woman who's got these crowds of men lusting after her, wanting her, she's pursuing someone who does not want her. Or somebody who at least has the game to showcase that he doesn't want her. But then the moment he lets loose and does get her, then she's going to sort of be a little bit turned off by that. Which is horrible, right? It's absolutely horrible. But hey, this is the world we live in. Click like and subscribe because I'm uploading each and every day. And with that being said, I've got 2 links down in the description of the video. One will take you through to my catalogue of body language. Over 220 videos of how to read people through their subconscious behaviour, yeah? Second to that is the Patreon, where you'll join me in watching videos of real life first dates. I'll show you attraction body language, repulsion body language as it manifests in real time. No matter where you are in the world, you'll see it in the world around you. You'll internalise that, and that's the real game. I'm signing out. Peace.